Do you know what's crazy? The fact that up until a year ago, I was never aware that I would be able to do something like this. Self-portraits, aka advanced selfies, were a thing I connected to only very skilled photographers who had crazy expensive equipment. So, man, was I wrong. I never went into photography deep enough to figure it out how amazing this art form is. I have to admit, I always admired it from afar and didn't have enough knowledge. I had to find a way to be my own model. I wanted to have memories from travels, but it went beyond that, far, far beyond that, because now I realize that every self-portrait tells a certain story. Today, I would like to present to you 5 examples of how everything started and progressed, but this is only my progress and my way, my own path. Plus, I don't even have a crazy expensive equipment. I only use my phone, my tripod, my mind. Okay, so let's start. The first one. My first advanced selfie is this one, and I did it in March of 2019. I didn't own a tripod. I still only owned my iPhone 8 Plus. So I came to the beach, or it was a forest near the beach. I put my phone on a rock, and then I pressed the countdown, the 10-second countdown, and then I had to run every time I made a shot. I had to run there and back. So this is the first one that I like from that bunch of photos, but that was my first self-portrait photo shoot that I ever did. I photoshopped my hairline to make it fuller because it was only 2 months after my hair transplant, and I just brought the tones a little bit down because I like it to be a little bit darker. This next one is actually an interesting experience. I was walking around San Francisco one day and I found this dog park, but it looked very exotic. It looked very unusual for a dog park. So, since I love nature, of course, everything connected to nature, I always feel attracted to. I use this dramatic pose, which is inspired by Sorelle, who I always, use as a mentor and inspiration. I played with tones. I brought up the greens and muted the rest because I really wanted these leaves to pop out. This is not my favorite, but it's quite there, almost there. It's very kitschy, but it's me. This one is me playing the model. It's in San Diego, October 2019. I found this beautiful wall art when I was walking around North Park in San Diego. And although there were a lot of homeless people there and also some construction workers who were watching, I couldn't neglect the opportunity to make an advanced selfie in front of that wall because it looks so cool. So I actually am poking fun at myself because obviously I'm not a model, but I wanted to pose like one. And I was an attraction because people were watching and laughing, so, And now this pose is even funnier because, the background of me, just playing a model and poking fun at me. The colors were too bright, so I had to mute everything down a little bit, but it didn't fit on my Instagram, so I removed it. It was too colorful still. Okay, so this is me in the pool. This is me in Palm Springs in October 2019. I never had a pool in front of my house, apartment or anything, so I was very blessed to be able to stay in this Airbnb. And of course I had to use the pool as my background. This was done one early morning, and I have to confess, this was hard to do because I only had my iPhone and a tripod. But I'm quite happy with the result. I did play with tones, of course. I enhanced the blue and the green ones because I wanted to make it a little bit more tropical and exotic than it really was. And I'm new to the rest, and I used Hipster AF, which is a preset by Sorelle. So the last one is me sitting on a sofa, and this is in Joshua Tree in November 2019. This one is probably one of my favorites. It was done in an amazing Airbnb when I was visiting Joshua Tree a few months ago, as I said, in November. What specifically attracted me to it is the light play on the wall that Sun was making. I didn't know how it will come out in the end, but I really like the result. The preset that I used is Hipster AF, which is my favorite from Sorelle's preset collection. And I made just minimal adjustments to the blue and green tones. But the pose is really me. It's not quite dancey, but I am quite flexible, so I like to do something different. As I explained in the previous video, I don't like very typical male poses. As you can see, I approach every self-portrait with notion of simplicity and the desire to change the least I have to. So I don't like to do a picture and then Photoshop it till you cannot recognize me anymore. All my self-portraits are minimally photoshopped. Most of them are not even really photoshopped. Yeah, there are presets. Usually it's the Hipster AF, as I mentioned before. But my personal tastes are muted colors, sometimes a bit darker backgrounds, but maybe that will change with time, I don't know. But I hope to continue to develop my craft even further, and my travels will hopefully enable me to do so. Even if you don't have any experiences with self-portraits, do you think they are very narcissistic? Because you need to view it this way. You're going on travels. It doesn't matter if you're doing it by yourself or you have to ask somebody else to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still you on the picture. But for me, it was important because I think I know myself better, and I figured it out how I like to portray myself on the pictures. So that's my approach then. I don't care what people think. If they walk by and if they laugh, I mean, it's usually jealousy. That's not my problem. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you think. You can have any questions, well, ask them. I'm open to it. I'm still not a pro at it. I'm still a very amateur self-portrait photographer, but as I said, I would like to develop my craft even further. So, see you next time, and don't forget, beauty comes from inside. Namaste.